Welcome to this video, Mhamed. So we play a 15 minutes game. I want to focus more on longer games because I really want to improve my game. I think in Blitz it's harder to do. So, but it doesn't mean that I don't play any kind of Blitz games. I just want to play regularly, like 15 minutes games. So if you are around on Lead Chess, yeah, just write something to me and we can maybe also play a game if you like. So we have a 4 knights game here. What you can do here is to take on e4 and afterwards you play d5, winning back material. You might play bishop f7, but that's okay. So we have more like central control, we get the bishop, and yeah, we have a good position. You can see that we have 2 central pawns. On the other hand, our king is a little bit shaky, so there is an imbalance in the position. We have the 2 bishops and a strong center, but on the other hand, white has a very nice, maybe potential open king for me to attack. Let's see, should I play e4 here? I think so. I think I will continue with bishop f5. Queen, might be annoying otherwise. Let's think about it. I need to take care. I almost moved the bishop to g7, which would be like a huge blunder. I want to play bishop to c5 very soon, but I really don't like queen h5. So and g6 is too passive. I think bishop f5 is nice, and I can, if he plays queen h5, I just play g6. That's okay. And g4, bishop g6 is also nice, or even bishop e6. I think I have a good position. So I want to play bishop c5, bishop e7, or bishop b4 next, and then like make a manual castling by moving the rook to f8 or e8 and then king g8 to have protection for my king. But if you look at the position now, I mean, white just lost the center completely. I have more pieces out, and there's a lot, he needs to do something with bishop on c1 also, and there is not a nice square for the knight here. I'm really happy with my position, and I think we already have an advantage with black. Although we played such a boring opening like the Petrov, I think I play the Petrov more in the next games, because it's a solid opening, and I think it's much better than the boring reputation it has. So knight ge2, wants to play knight g3 maybe, but that's okay. There's no danger for me if I play so. Just thinking about something like queen h4 and bishop d6 later on, but I think it's way too slow, and I just make it more difficult for him, to develop maybe. So bishop c5, eyeing on f2, then maybe rook f8 next, also to attack f2 a bit. So now I can also move the rook to e8. If you play something like d3 or d4, I can take. Yeah, here I thought I just move bishop g6. So there is no queen Queen h5 check. Is f3 an idea? But this will open up everything against him. Can maybe even play rook f8 and sacrifice a pawn on e4. My pieces are very quick now. So what about rook f8, king g8 next? Well, this is, I think, way too slow. And I wonder why there's no castling. Maybe I can also, you know, sacrifice on f2. Huh. Or is even d4 a move? d4 takes on e4, I take, knight takes, and then something like queen e7. I don't know, I don't like that. Bishop d4 might also be an option, but I think maybe best is just, you know, like to develop the rook. And now I'm completely fine, because after king g8 my position is very nice, because I like castled manually. I have the open f file, I have pressure against f2, I have the big center, and all my pieces are already developed. So this is really a very nice position. And I think about something like playing queen h4 sooner or later. But first I play king g8. What do I do? Queen g5 maybe. You know, I want to get out with the queen, but I need to protect d5 as well. So there is nothing like queen f6 or something, because you can just take on d5. So I want to continue then with rook a to d8 or e8. But where should I put my queen? There are two options, I think. Queen d7 or queen g5. I think I prefer queen g5, just to be a little bit more active. On the other hand, I weaken c7, knight to d5, b5. Anyway, I like to play the black squares here around the king, and yeah, I want this rook here to be on e8 very soon. Maybe I play something like rook e6 or e7 and rook f7 later on to put even more pressure here on f2. What I can also try, maybe something like h5, h4. I don't like that move. Okay, he takes the bishop on c5, but other than this, well, maybe he just wants to play f3, but if I play now, you know, bishop d6, I attack g3 then. And this knight has no future on a4. There's no square it can go to. So I think it needs to go back to c3 anyway. And I don't know if my bishop is much worse here on d6. I mean, I'm eyeing on h2 here, and on this knight as well. Maybe even Rook f4. Trying to bring over the rook to h4. What about this? Rook f4 and rook a f8. It's also nice. Huh. h4, h5, h4, h3. Okay, maybe wants to play queen to b5. But I'm not scared about, you know, losing any pawns on the queen side. The real action is going here. So let's play. What do I do? Or should I play it slow, like a6 and b5? But I really like to attack him here on the king side. So h5, h4, rook over. This needs to be good. Let's do this. My idea is to bring over the other rook to f8 now, putting more pressure on f2. And saying that queen b5, I just don't care, you know, like queen b5, I play rook a f8, and if it takes here on b7, so what? I'm just losing a pawn. Then I need to transfer my knight. I'm not sure if I really want to play knight e5, because you will just take the knight. On the other hand, I win a little bit of time, right? If it takes, I take and attack the rook. Is there a drawback with h5 and h4? So that's what we were talking about. So rook a f8, right? Yeah, let's do it. There might be something like knight c5, because the square e6 now is not protected, and the knight on e6 would be really terrible. I could try to win time here with knight e5. There's a check on d5. But you know what? After knight e5, queen d5 check, I play bishop f7, the queen is attacked. And if it goes somewhere here, I have knight f3 check and can pick up the queen. So maybe the queen needs to go back, but then maybe I have knight f3 anyway. There's a huge attack. Or I remove the knight to e7, f5, h4. This looks like a good plan, you know, like playing knight e7, h5, h4, h3 maybe even, then the knight over here to h4 and f3. Oh, this looks nice. The only thing I really don't like is that the knight might come to e6. I think I have to do this. So now my pieces are all, you know, like aiming at the white king, and all those pieces here on the queen side, they don't do anything around for defending the white king. You can have the pawn on a7, This is just about, do I mate white or not? Are there any other tricks like h5? So this is really greedy. I mean, a pawn is a pawn, but maybe queen d4 is the idea, to threaten a mate on g7. I think I just play bishop f7 then, also protecting e6, and the queen protects g7 then. Let's attack. Yeah, so this was what I was talking about, so threatening a g7 mate, but I mean, I just play bishop here, I guess, and then I win some time by playing h4 and then knight f5 attacking the queen, and wow, this looks really, really good. So now, there are more options. I can play rook f to g4 or to h4. Maybe even rook f3. Rook h4 needs to play g3 anyway, but I want to have my knight on h4 to jump to f3, right? What about playing knight f5 now? Not even wasting some time, you know? Knight f5. Well, maybe there's a problem that after knight f5, queen c3, knight h4, he can just play queen g7. I don't want this to happen, of course. But knight f5 might be an option anyway to play now. Knight f5. And after queen c3 I play rook f3. This looks good. Yeah, and now rook f3, right? Attacking the queen. Well, I really love my position. Can I mate on h2 somehow? Bishop h2 check. The piece that is not playing is a bishop on f7 and then the rook on f8, but they're, you know, like protecting my king. Maybe the bishop can go to d5 somehow. You know, if I push d4 in the right moment and e3, a bishop here would be really nice. yeah, this is not helping because I can take with the knight. So this was like desperation, I guess, and I mean, White immediately saw it and resigned. Yeah, this was a nice game. Thanks for watching.